If you were to apply at NASA, I would say you would need to make sure that your information that you put on the application is very accurate and you're not lying on your application, and make sure that you have really good references. I would also say be open. If you're not really comfortable with some of the choices that they have, be open-minded and just put yourself out there and say that you're willing to learn, because that's what they want at NASA. I had about 2 main mentors, and they were Larry Goins and Nathaniel Miller. Nathaniel Miller is the head engineer at NASA Air and Space in Hampton, Virginia, and Larry Goins is an electromagnetic engineer. And I had 2 other engineers that were also my mentors. Her name was Charmaine Frank and Tommy Daniels. They helped me out with MATLAB and helped me organize my project for when I had to present it. Tommy Daniels, he measures atmospheric pressure and how carbon and stuff is released in the air and how far it travels before it disappears. And Charmaine Frank, she is the engineer branch head, so where she is the organizer of the projects. She puts people where they need to go in the projects, and she places the best people who she believes they can get the job done. Nathaniel Miller, he is everything for NASA. He is a mechanical engineer, he is an electrical engineer, he is a digital electronic engineer. He is an all-around engineer. Like, he is what helps. He normally helps the interns. He puts them in a project because he likes young minds. He believes that young minds are great and they can produce more knowledge and more information than an average adult. Okay, when people think of NASA, they think rockets. It's not all about rockets. It is about air, so that means all your atmospheres. At the one in Virginia, the Air and Space, they did wind tunnel testing for airplanes. They did 3D models of airplanes and send them through a wind tunnel, and they measure radio frequency a lot, radioactivity in the air, aerosols and clouds, and how that affects rain and acid rain, any kind of storm or severe storm. They try to measure it and see what caused it and what kind of technology can help predict it later on. Probably the most awesomest thing I've ever saw at NASA was the 3D printers. Their 3D printers were huge, and I got to see the Isaac, which is a machine that is a large 3D printer, and it has 8-degree turns, so it can turn this way, it can hover out of air and still move, and it was like a $1 billion machine, and I got to actually control it. I was the only intern out of 40 interns to get to be able to control it. At the International Space Station, I got to go inside like one of their prototypes of what they live in up there on the moon, basically, and they were very crowded. It was very small. It was smaller than like a little camper, and I got to experience the wind tunnel, and I got to see one of the old wooden ones that were long ago. Also, I got to see an airplane. They have a place where they drop old airplanes to see how quickly they demolish, basically. They take an airplane on this huge skyscraper type structure, and they pull it up on some wires, and then they just let it go and let it fall. And sometimes they'll let it fall in the water, and then sometimes they'll let it just fall and see how it crumples. And they only do that one once every 5 years, and I got to see that, and it was really cool. I am definitely following up with them. I'm still doing work for them. I still have a technical report I'm still writing. It's over 20 pages long. Along with, I keep in touch with them weekly, and I wouldn't necessarily work for NASA. It wasn't really my forte on that kind of problem situation with my major that I'm going, or my degree that I'm pursuing right now. I would consider more aviation and more of a smaller company, like there's Triumph, and it's in North Carolina, Clemens, and or Heiko or Deer Hitachi, places like that. And I would like to intern for them in the near future when I'm old enough. When I hear the word NASA, I automatically assumed that they're just uptight people and they make a lot of money, which in reality they do make a lot of money. I was right about that, but they're not really all uptight. They're not all introverts. A lot of them are extroverts, like Nathaniel Miller. He was an outgoing man. I mean, he would just talk and talk and talk, and just, he can have a full-on conversation about you, about anything with you. And it was great to know that not just introverts can sit at a computer all day or do all kinds of projects within themselves. They have group projects, they work on time management, they work on project management as well, which is something that I did not know that NASA was, what NASA would do. I thought that they would do individual projects, but really there's a lot of projects that are going on at one time.